Did you ever think that you knew something, or maybe you do actually know it, but then somebody posts something that makes you look at it in a completely different way and makes you question what you think you know so that you can determine whether you really know it or not and not just believe in a concept and then just kind of project it out? Well, I encountered that today when I came upon Rice Krispies community post. He posted something that looks like it comes from under one of his videos entitled "Cop Demands ID and Gets Put in Check by Man Who Knows His Rights." And Rice Krispies says, "Keep on sheeping on, Brian." And it looks like Brian Clancy said, "I kind of agree with the cops. Just ID yourself and have a nice day." To which Rice Krispie responds, "Would you give up your Second Amendment right as easily as you do your Fourth?" See, people don't consider giving your ID as giving away your right, giving away your birthright, giving away your unalienable right. That ID is yours. You shouldn't have to feel like you're forced to give it to somebody or there's going to be some negative repercussions coming your way. That's why it's called a right, because a right is an opposite of a wrong. And I haven't watched this video yet. I plan to after I make this video right here, but I'm assuming that this is probably a traffic stop. And as I've said many times before on this channel, a traffic stop is just a justification for a cop to trample all of your rights. You don't have a right to be secure in your person's houses, papers, and effects because you were speeding, buddy. You don't have a right. You don't have a Second Amendment right. If you have a firearm in your car and the magazine isn't in a separate compartment and there's no bullet in that chamber, then in the state of, Washington or Virginia or whatever, you can't have that. So the cop uses this traffic stop as a way to steamroll over your rights and intimidate you into giving away your rights because, now you committed a traffic infraction. But rights are important. If you lose them, if we lose them, we lose everything. So I agree with Rice Krispie. If you're going to give up your ID, you're going to give up your Fourth Amendment right to be secure in your person. It's one of the most important rights. Be secure in your persons. And then what happens when you give away your ID? Well, they take that information and they put that in their database. And it looks like it's an infraction. If your name goes in their database, it is never going to be a good thing. It's like when they read you your Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Well, how about if everything I say can and will be used for me? Why would everything and anything be used against me? Oh, because they're trying to build a case against me and they're letting me know that up front. When a cop comes up to your vehicle, you're automatically presumed to be guilty, not innocent. You have to prove your innocence to them in their eyes. When they walk up to you, you're not a fellow American. You're a transgressor. You're a perpetrator. You violated their laws. And they're not there to protect your rights, even though they swore to do it. I swear to protect, defend, and uphold the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, they say. But then what ends up happening? They do the exact opposite of what they promised you they would do. I will protect your rights. I will secure your rights. I will defend your rights. I will fight to the death for your rights. Nope, that's not how they look at it. I will violate your rights. Give me your ID. Is there any weapons in the car I need to know about? Anything illegal in the car I need to know about? You need to just be honest with me. If you're honest with me up front, it'll go way easier for you. What do you mean go way easier? I thought you were walking up to protect my rights. You're not doing that. They live in constant violation of the rights they swore to protect. And it is a great disservice when you take that ID and you give the cop your ID, you're actually doing a disservice to that cop and to that cop's wife and to that cop's family and to that cop's mom and dad and everybody who will ever come from that cop's genes. Why? Because you gave away your rights. That's one more person that easily gave away their rights when they could have retained it. And I get it, guys. It's easy to give away your rights because they're threatening you. If you don't give away your rights, they say, well, you're not going to give me your rights, huh? And then they start calling for backup. Yeah, we need a second unit out here on this simple traffic stop where this guy hasn't threatened to harm or damaged somebody's property, but we need backup because he's not giving me his ID. That's how they view you. All cops that are initiating any kind of traffic stop have already viewed you and classified you as the enemy from whom they need to extract your rights. And like I said, I get it. It's easy, all right, here you go. Here, I'll be a nice guy. And they count on you doing that. But when you give away your rights and she gives away her rights and he gives away his rights, then it becomes routine. It's just like taxation. When plunder becomes this way of life for a group of men living together in a society, they create for themselves in the course of time a legal system which authorizes it and a moral code which glorifies it and an audience, a global audience that just anticipates it. Okay, here comes the cop. That means I have to get out my wallet. I have to get out my registration. I have to get out my insurance. They have trained us to just give away our rights. And what if one day we all woke up and said, you know what? My rights should be protected. My rights are sacred. My rights actually mean something. And if I give away my rights and they give away their rights, we are all frickin' doomed. Might as well line up the boxcars. And so I get it. It's easy. It's just like when you're rowing upstream. It's way easier to take your oars out of the water, put them in the boat, and just relax. But guess what happens? The current takes you downstream. It doesn't take you upstream. So don't take your oars out of the water. Don't give away your rights. Don't show them your ID. Don't give up your Second Amendment rights. Don't give away your First Amendment rights. They are sacred. They are protected because you're a human being. They're unalienable. Nobody gave them to you, and nobody can legitimately take them away from you. But they want you to be used to giving away your rights. So I appreciate Rights Crispy dropping this right here. This is another testimony to the fact that none of us is greater than all of us. We need to secure our rights, protect our rights, defend our rights, not just for us, not just for our families, not just for our children, but for that cop who just came to your window who thinks you don't have any rights. We need to sensitize and educate them too. See, true intelligence is not knowing everything. True intelligence is the ability to question everything you know. Thanks for subscribing. Hit the bell notification icon. Give this video a like. Share it with everybody you know. Hang on to your rights because they are precious, they are sacred, and they are life. I will see you in the next video.